y'all? It's your boy Kato.
And Shawty Low.
You Trilogy.
Trilogy.
Uncut.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Coming y'all live and direct.
Today's episode, y'all, me and Shawty experienced something tonight. And
together.
He really wants to, put this on out to the world. We had something else we was gonna go in on, but this is something he really want to speak on. So I'm gonna let Shawty go and tell y'all what he got in mind.
All right. So it seems like black people are held accountable for all black people actions. Tonight we're at a kids. What is it? A kids playground that you pay, which is extremely expensive. That you pay for your kids to go playing balls and ladders and all kind of things for kids to do. It's a younger black girl getting her baby, and the people asking her about her child, like, we just want to make sure this is your child. And she goes off instead of saying, yeah, this is my child. I can prove this is my child. I'm glad that you guys are, this aware that somebody could be stealing somebody's child. No, she don't do none of that. She goes straight ham. I'm talking about ridiculously pushing people, and to the point where I feel like maybe she might be stealing somebody's child. If that's your child, they actually just prove it. Let us see a picture in your phone, anything that we can say this is your child, since your child does not have ID.
That's what the woman said to the lady. Well, she said it to the guy that was holding the baby. Yeah. She asked him, she said, just show me a picture of the baby in the phone. And the woman walked up and was like, bitch, get out of my way. This is my baby. I know my baby. And pushed the older white woman into the wall.
Yes.
Into the wall.
And that's when I looked up. I heard her yelling. And then when I looked up, I seen a white woman hit the wall. And she's like, I'm okay. But it's like, at that point, are we all responsible for her actions? Because that's how it seems like the outside world looks at us. Like we are all responsible for her actions. Like she is not getting home training. And you guys are not the ones that's giving her the home training. I don't know this young black girl, but if she was my cousin, my niece, or anything, I would have went off on her. Like, they doing their job to ensure that kids are not getting stolen up out of this kid-filled environment. But she had a total attitude, but since I felt some kind of way, did I have a responsibility? Should I feel like I had a responsibility in that situation?
Well, like I had said to you before, we started filming and everything, I'm always out in places and I'm seeing my people do and say things, just like that's just to me ignorant. Mm-hmm. At times it's like, come on, like when we out, the difference between us and other, races and everything is that black people are grouped as a whole. We're not individually, looked at. No matter, I don't care how clean cut you want to be or how clean cut, you think you are and everything. No, you're still being categorized as a whole. So when you see your fellow brother or sister out there, I know and it can cause a problem to you if you speak up and say something, but man, we need to think about how we conduct ourselves out here in the public to people, and I get why you want to touch on this subject tonight. I know, because it's it's very hurting to me because it continuously happens. Just like I'm a Facebook, I'm a social media arguer. I argue with people all the time, all over social media about everything. But the thing that I see keeps popping up is black people want to say about this. Black people don't want police doing that, but they won't do anything about black on black crime. Look at all the murder rate in Chicago. First thing out of my mouth is like, I'm not from Chicago. Why would you even tell me about what they doing in Chicago and I'm not from Chicago? I'm in Las Vegas. Why would you tell me about Chicago? I guess because it's the center of violence right now. For black on black violence. You know what I'm saying?
But if that's the only thing you got to focus on, like we can go for Dylan Roof, we can go to the guy who just was shooting people in Mandalay Bay and say all these. Well, why don't y'all do something about these white men that y'all say are mentally ill and going around killing numerous of people? But that we don't group all white people in that category. Say all white men are mentally ill and they kill people for no random reason.
That's because we are programmed to not. That's why. It's always excusable for certain races to do things to where it's just that individual. He's the bad apple out the bunch. Where when it comes back to us, it's always all of them over there on that corner are bad people. All of them are bad guys. All of them are thugs. All of them,
even though out of all of them, maybe none of them is a shooter, but if it is, it's probably one of them that's an actual shooter. Everybody else is scared to do that thing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really about that life.
Right.
But since you don't know, and all you can do is categorize everybody, stereotype everybody in a group, so you can get that whole group. But it's not fair. It's not fair. We live in a situation that's not fair because I just cannot continuously see how everybody keep on saying, what about black on black crime? What about Chicago? What about, like, first of all, the first thing that I think about Chicago is like, what black people in Chicago make guns?
Not one.
What black people in Chicago produce cocaine in Chicago?
Not one that I know.
Is they planting poppy seeds in Chicago and making heroin?
Yeah, I ain't seen the field, and I've been going to Chicago my whole life.
So all that stuff has to be brought to Chicago, right? Like, where the guns are sold right there in Chicago, the bullets are sold. If you had a problem with gun control, you say, all right, well, the guns is out here now. Why is no bullet control? Why is it like, well, you know, we got dry counties, but they don't sell alcohol at all. Mm-hmm. We can't have dry bullet counties. Like, we don't sell bullets in this county, in this area. If you want to get some bullets, you have to go outside of this area to get them, which that slows down a lot of killers, right? If you got to go two counties over.
It does, but you know what I'm saying, the NRA, you know what I'm saying, for those that don't know, you know, that's the
National Rifle Association.
Yeah, you know, they got a lot of money behind a lot of politicians to make sure that they guns and they bullets stay flowing, period.
Well, we're going to continuously have the same problems in Chicago. Because
but they don't care because it's Chicago, it's the hood. Now, when it start happening out in the burbs and all that, then that's when they gonna say.
But it's happening. It's
not
enough that they can.
Yeah.
But it's happening, man. When you think about that guy, Mandalay Bay, who for apparently no complete reason, still has not been a reason set forth of why he went and killed 48, 50 people,
50
shot hundreds.
Yeah.
Still not a reason, but he was mentally ill. That's a good enough excuse for you to say, oh, well, he was mentally ill, so we just gonna leave that alone. Dylan Roof went to a church, a place of sanctuary, supposed to be, killed 9 black people.
But in a situation like that, that's history repeating itself. I mean, they've been going in black churches doing what they want to do since the test of time.
And I just don't understand that. Like, I don't see no other races burning up no white churches ever. I have never heard of a Mexican group saying, like, we finna go burn up this Catholic church. Oh, we finna go get these white Baptists and burn their church. I ain't never heard no Asians, no blacks, no Mexicans. Nobody burning up no churches but white people. But it's a problem if you say that. If you bring it up and bring it to their attention. Like, how, I'm trying to understand, how can they defend this shit? How do they defend this shit? Like, if my group of people were constantly going around harassing people, burning up churches, I would feel responsible. And I would say something to my group. I would say, look, y'all burning up sanctuary places, y'all are hurting people that are innocent. I would have something to say about it. But apparently, in this country, unless you are a minority, I'm not even going to say minority because I don't even know who the minority is anymore because it's so many races in this country. I'm damn near one to say the white people are the minority now.
That secretly they are.
So if that is the case, why are they not defending their own in the way that we stand up for our own? Even me not being from Chicago, I give you explanations of why that's happening in Chicago consistently. It's happening because you put them in poor income places. You put a group of people in a poor income place, and then you hand them guns and drugs. What do you expect to come out of that? What do you expect to happen if you give them access to guns and drugs, but you don't give them access to education, jobs, you don't give them access to health care, none of that, but you give them drugs and give them guns and alcohol? What you think gonna happen?
Murder, mayhem.
And then it happens, and then you turn around, put that on the national news, and discuss those people like they're animals.
Yeah.
So you create a situation to down a race of people. But I'm getting frustrated.
But it was other races before it was blacks. You know what I'm saying? Before it was black people, it was the Italians. You know, like
it was the Irish.
Al Capone days. You know, they was murder mayhem.
Man,
murder mayhem. You know, so I mean, it's not like
all that's excusable though. All that's excusable because once Italians became under the classification of white, it became very excusable for all that happened. When you talk about the mafia, that the actual mafia, which is all Italians,
right,
do mayhem, murder all the time. but it's excusable because I guess if you close the door and can't nobody see you killing somebody, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But if you say, you know what, you shot my brother last week, so I'm finna just pull out on you right here and let you have it. Oh, look how these animals is acting. Why the hell didn't he close the door and shoot that man behind closed doors like we do?
I mean, I understand that analogy, but at the same time, I would have to agree with it. Like, we ain't gotta always just bust our gun right on the spot.
And I can understand that.
I mean, stop, think about it for a second. If you have to bust your gun, stop, think about it. You know what I'm saying? That person that you want to bust your gun on, right at that moment, you might later not want to bust it. But if you have to, and you can do it later. Innocent people ain't gotta get hit. Kids ain't gotta get hit. And there ain't gotta be no witnesses.
But just like that girl we seen earlier today, when you are not educated, when you are not properly trained, that's what you get. Like her tonight, she probably would have busted her gun if she would have had a gun for them trying to take her baby, trying to just find out.
They weren't trying to take
No, just trying to find out who that baby was. If she had her gun accessible, she probably would have pulled it out on everybody. Like, this is my baby.
So would you just say that's the hood mentality?
It's the hood mentality because when you don't educate people, when you don't inform them, and you only give them one mentality, they can only think one way. It's been seen time and time again. You know what I'm saying? You take somebody out of the hood and show them different elements of life, they will respond to those elements. But if you keep them in that hood and that's all they trapped in, of course, you know what I'm saying? People always say, you know, it's not the environment that makes you. You know what I'm saying? You make yourself. That's totally untrue.
I agree with you on that. You know, and that was another conversation we was having earlier. I think if you take people and you put them in other environments, they will start to utilize other ways of adapting that they didn't even know that they had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen kids that, you know, I can't remember who was having this little program, but they was taking inner city kids out the hood and they was taking them on farms and they was riding horses and doing all this type of stuff. And the kids were saying that was the most funnest things in the time that they've ever had in their life. And they was looking forward to the summertime coming back so they can go right back there and do that stuff again. So, I mean, it's like, man, show y'all kids something different. You know what I'm saying? Give them something different. Give them a different outlook. Quit letting them stay in that same box all the time, because you're gonna get the same results every single time.
Every single time, because that's the kind of environment that we grew up in. Like, my mom did hood things with me. You know what I'm saying? She did not take me out of my environment. Not saying that she didn't want to, but she had to work. She had to, you know, provide for us. She worked. She went to school. She did a lot of things. She had a lot. She wore a lot of hats in our family. Right. So she didn't have time to do that, and I understand that. But now, me being a grown man with my own children, now I have an opportunity to show them something different. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to, but it's hard. It's hard when the outside society groups everybody together in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? The same stereotype. Because that girl right there, do you know how the other employees are going to look at black young women when they come up in there with babies? They're going to look at them like, man, here go another one. They don't even know her. She has to prove to them that she's not her. Right. You know what I'm saying? We go into every situation and have to prove to people that we're not them. We're not them.
I do that all the time. Every time I go somewhere for a business meeting or sitting down talking to somebody trying to figure out something to do business with somebody or something, I have to always prove myself first before I can actually start getting to the business on hand.
Yeah, well, it's getting outrageous to me. It's getting outrageous. It's just becoming too much. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, we're going on about 5 or 6 years of every white person on social media screaming out Chicago. What about the black crime in Chicago? Like,
I mean, it becomes, you know.
Well, where I live in Las Vegas, so the white crime is way worse here. You know what I'm saying? In the last few months, has been way worse here. And ain't nobody heard one person say, "Man, white on white crime is bad in Las Vegas, man. They out there killing people." And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to none of the people that died, none of the families that, you know, had to go endure this. But what I am trying to say is, stop putting me in the category of everybody else. If you don't even have the courage to put yourself in the same exact category with everybody else of your race, and you don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have the courage or the conviction to do this shit. It is really getting intolerable for me.
If this person right here, this nigga go out here and do some nigga shit 20 minutes from now, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Man, you crazy.
It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Man, I just left your house. They're going to be coming knocking at your door. They're going to be coming knocking at your door. In fact, they might arrest you, keep you overnight, and question you all until the morning comes.
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, I hope you're ready to tell them that, because they ready to convict you.
I don't even know this man.
Man, they ready to convict you. And it's messed up that's the kind of attitude that you kind of have to have now. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I'm not with them. Look at your boys, I'm not with them. In order for you not to get in trouble. And then they have to act like they don't know you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't never that, you know what I'm saying? Like, my man was with us, but he ain't had nothing to do with this.
Right.
Like, you got to prove you didn't have nothing. Well, we taking him anyway, because he was with you. Everybody going in. Like, even if my man who was the shooter say, you know what, I was mad and I done all this. Well, all y'all going down. You know what I'm saying? Now, we always guilty by association. You know what I'm saying? If I'm riding with you and you got a couple keys in the trunk, I'm going to jail. You know what I'm saying? If I don't even have none.
I've experienced it. You know
I'm going to jail. Like, I'm guilty totally by association.
I've experienced it to where, you know, like, and my man Solo, I know you watching and you going to know what I'm talking about. You know, there was an incident back in the day where one of my homeboys, his sister had got jumped on by some dudes. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we took it upon our own hand, the whole court in the street, and we ran up in some people's house, you know, to get at the people that did it. And, you know, somebody ended up getting shanked in the house. Mm-hmm. And I ended up taking the blame for it. Mm. I ended up taking the blame for it. At the time, I was on probation, so I was on the run for violation of probation.
So it's just easy for you to take the blame?
No, it wasn't easy for me to take the blame. My name was the name mentioned. Oh. So, you know, and
you didn't want to snitch?
I didn't want to snitch. I couldn't snitch. I mean, so I just wanted to run. You know what I'm saying? My mom was like, you got to hide out till we figure out, you know, how to handle the situation, see what the lawyers could do and everything. So I had to bite that until, you know, my man came forward because he knew what I was facing, you know, being on probation and everything. Right. My man came forward.
So somebody did do the honorable thing.
Yeah. My man came and, you know, was like, man. Well, he came and spoke up, but the people, you know, that it happened to knew that I wasn't the one that did it. All right. So both parties, you know what I'm saying, was like it wasn't them.
But you was in the situation all the way till that happened, though.
Yeah, I was hiding until, you know, until that got cleared up.
Well, like I say, I'm really frustrated with this, and I'm trying to get a different approach to the situation. Because what she did tonight, her going off like that, just not explaining to these people, like not even realizing what their job is to do is to make sure people don't steal other people's kids.
Most definitely.
It really irks me. Now, am I responsible? That's the part that I need to figure out. Am I responsible for young black people that are out of control, out here acting the ass? Am I responsible to get to that person's face and try to teach them the right way? Is that my job?
It depends on how young they is. Now, that woman, she old enough, you know what I'm saying? She raising kids. So she old enough to know, you know, but our youth, you know, we can't pull them to the side because when we was coming up, we had, you know, older people that pulled us to the side like, look, I'm gonna let your mom and daddy know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Or they would pull us to the side and check us themselves, be like, I better not hear you out here acting like that again, talking like that again, like.
And that don't even matter today. Like you go say something to somebody, kid say, like, I'm gonna go tell your mama, so go tell, like.
And sometimes you end up beefing with the mom and daddy
behind saying, hey, get out the streets. Don't be talking like your kid was in the streets, man. So you don't want me to tell you, all right, next time, like, what kind of level of respect do we have? Like, the hood I was from, damn near anybody could have whooped my ass if I was doing something wrong. Damn near any grown person could have whooped my ass. My mom wouldn't have said one word about it. Today, let somebody whoop your kid.
Whooping for them whooping you.
Let somebody whoop your kid. Even tell your kid to do the right thing. People knocking at your door wanting to fight. Don't be telling my kid nothing. Like, your kid was eating glass. I let him swallow it. Because he my kid and he swallows glass when he around us. You don't know shit about that. I'd be like, man, these people out here is getting outrageous, man. It's getting stupid. Like, it's because a lot of black people had kids young and kids raising kids. Is that the only reason why? Because intelligence is not just the age. You know what I'm saying? No. You have intelligent young people, you have intelligent old people, but you have ignorant in the same way.
Yeah, I think it's just the lack of teaching, man. The lack of teaching. I think, you know, when we was coming up, we all had a lot of big mamas. You know,
a lot of
big mamas. You know, they ran the family. They made sure everything was on point the way it was supposed to be. And it's like, you know, after our parents, they got, you know, now our parents are becoming the big mamas, but the kids is having kids too fast now.
So it's such a far disconnect between, you know, these kids and their grandparents. They so far disconnected that they can't even explain to them nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know. I'm really trying to understand this because, like I say, I want to be a part of the black movement. But it's hard to be part of the black movement when you have idiotic black people that you cannot speak directly to without them defending themselves for doing something stupid. That's the problem I'm constantly having. If we're going to be black, we have to be able to be black strong like we always been. Be able to take this criticism, especially from other black people. Like, why is it easier for a black person to get criticized by a white person and take that easier than me telling you, like, dude, what you did was, don't tell me nothing. But this white dude coming along, dude, what you doing is fucked up. Oh, yeah, you think so? Like, what the hell is that about, man? What the hell is that?
Superior in the mind. That's why it's sad. It's sad.
Superior in the mind.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand who more superior to me in any mind.
But it's not you. It's those that you're speaking about. Those that you're speaking about are feeling like the people those that they listen to are way more important than what you are.
If that's the road that we headed down, I'm sorry. The road
that's where we've been going down.
But we too far in the future to still be living like we in the goddamn 60s, 70s, and 80s. Like, that shit is over and dead. It's over and dead, man. Now, truly, we are at a point where a black man can truly damn near become what he wants to. I ain't gonna say can all the way, but can damn near. I ain't gonna just give that green light because it's still, you got obstacles. And if them obstacles don't want you to become that truly, you can't become it. Like, you can't become a proprietor of a big business or a big time building. If somebody won't let you buy that building.
I said it, you know, in previous conversations and recordings. For us to get ahead, for us to beat the struggle, we gotta start spending with each other, money-wise. We gotta start investing with each other, money-wise, time-wise. We gotta start pushing for each other. When you see your fellow brother down, give him a hand. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of kicking.
Give him a hand. Don't laugh like, he look at him, you know what I'm saying? He on his knuckles now. Because when he wasn't on his knuckles and he was doing what he was doing, he was a person that probably was making sure a lot of people around you and you was okay. So don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Help your brother out.
I'm totally with that. I'm totally with the movement. Like I say, if I have to start my own movement, that's what I'm about. Starting my own movement. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to have to fight the people I'm starting the movement for. Like, I'm witnessing the stuff that Dr. Umar is going through right now. Like I say, I've been a fan of Dr. Umar Johnson for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? I think his ideas were great. Whatever happened to the money, whatever he was going through, you know what I'm saying? I can't really speak on that because I don't know, but nobody actually knows. You know what I'm saying? As far as we know, he got that money still sitting in escrow, waiting to find a property to buy. We don't know. But everybody questions his intentions. But but never wanted to mention his what he was actually trying to do. Like,
but you know that's the society we live in.
No, man, we got to get out of society. This crab in a barrel mentality has to stop today. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for me to pull you down, to pull myself up, for him to pull you down, to pull himself up, and we constantly go through that. Like, and ain't nobody gonna say, you know what? Let's stack up each other on each other's shoulders and get the hell out of here together. So we never gonna get that plan together, Okay, I don't know if I can. I don't know what I can do, but I'm gonna do something because I got youngsters out here that's growing up, and I need to do something. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all do something. I hope y'all have that same attitude, have that same mentality. We have to do something together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is. I really want to start petitioning. You know what I'm saying? The sale of bullets, because since apparently we can't say the sale of guns because you mentioned guns. Everybody go crazy. You can't take my guns away. What you need 22 guns for? You only got 2 hands. You can only shoot 2. So 2 is enough. You know, but we in a situation where the bullets are outrageous. You know what I'm saying? The bullets are outrageous. When you got 15, 16-year-old boys and they got arsenals, something is out of hand. And nobody wants to question, like, how can this boy get a gun but he ain't got a diploma? But y'all apparently you can get the guns.
You can get a gun nowadays before you get a car, before you get anything. I mean,
Which don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have so many guns just floating around our country. You know, all right, well, we can't do nothing about them. They out there. But we can do something about the bullets. We can do something about that.
Well, let's ask the people. Let's see what the people
What do y'all
say about it.
We need some comments. We really want to know, what do you think we can do about gun control in our country? And do you feel responsible for other black people's actions in your vicinity? When they're around you and you see black people at a restaurant being belligerent, loud, not trying to discuss nothing, do you feel responsible for that? Do you feel that you are a part of that? Or do you feel like you should help that? Or you feel like, that's them? So that's something I really want to know. Like, this topic is just beginning because there's so much I still want to say about this topic, because the stereotypes that we are inside of, we have to break them. We have to break the chains of the stereotypes to get to the next level. And until we do that, we will be bound to this bullshit, and I ain't with it. So
it's been real,
y'all. We out of here.
You Trilogy.
You Trilogy. Peace.